The root of much human suffering lies in attachment. Attachment to ideas, material possessions, relationships, and even your own identity. From an early age, you develop a strong sense of ownership, often without realizing it. You intertwine yourself with things that are fleeting by nature, things that were never meant to last forever. This attachment creates a powerful illusion that happiness depends on the permanence of these things. But the truth is, everything is in constant transformation. Nothing remains the same. It is in the nature of life to change for better or worse. Transformation is inevitable. Denying this only brings unnecessary suffering. To understand detachment, you must first grasp the true nature of suffering. Suffering arises from the conflict between your expectations and the reality of change. You hold on to things hoping they will remain the same or evolve according to your desires. But nothing in life is fixed. Everything transforms or disappears. When you are attached, any change becomes a source of pain. You feel loss, frustration, and sadness because your mind resists accepting life's transience. But suffering is not an obligation. It is the consequence of your resistance to letting go. You create a reality in your mind and struggle when the real world does not align with it. But life has no obligation to conform to you. It is you who must adapt and evolve with life. Letting go does not mean becoming indifferent or living in isolation. On the contrary, it means living fully but without clinging to the illusion of permanence. When you detach, you do not avoid challenges, joys, or relationships, but you experience them without the weight of control. You surrender to the present moment, and when it ends, as everything in life must, you let it go without suffering. This ability to release is the essence of detachment. And with it, suffering dissolves. You are no longer trapped in past regrets or anxious about the future. You are fully present in the now. Your journey toward detachment begins when you recognize that everything is temporary. The money you earn, the love you experience, even your physical body, everything is subject to change. At first, this may seem frightening, but in reality, it is liberating. The only constant in life is change. The more you resist it, the more you suffer. But when you embrace this truth, something within you shifts. You begin to see life not as a collection of things to possess, but as a flow of experiences to witness and appreciate. And within this flow, you find true freedom. Attachment manifests most intensely in relationships. You give yourself to someone expecting them to complete you or remain the same forever. But people, like everything in life, evolve. When your expectations are not met, disappointment arises, and that disappointment turns into suffering. Detachment allows you to love without possessing, without demanding that the other person fit into a fixed image. When you let go, you love truly because your love is not based on the fear of loss or the need for control. You simply love in the present without the anxiety of what may happen next or the nostalgia of what once was. Detachment also applies to your inner world. You cling to ideas about who you are, your status, your achievements, your failures. But all of these are also transient. Holding on to a fixed identity creates conflict because you are always changing. Letting go of the self means accepting your own evolution and allowing yourself to grow without the constraints of a rigid identity. When you release the need to define yourself so strictly, you free yourself to simply be. And this lightness brings peace. Detachment is a powerful antidote to fear. The fear of loss, failure, death, all arise from attachment. But when you understand that everything is impermanent, fear disappears. Even death, which seems like the greatest fear of all, is just part of the natural cycle of existence. Nothing is truly lost. Everything transforms. And when you accept this, you not only lose your fear of death, you also lose your fear of truly living. Detachment does not require you to renounce the world. You can still enjoy life's pleasures, love deeply, and pursue your dreams. But you do so without fear, knowing that none of these things define you. You enjoy them fully without attachment. And when they change, as they inevitably will, you allow them to follow their course without suffering. This is the paradox of detachment. By letting go, you gain everything. To live with detachment is to live with freedom. Freedom from suffering, from fear, and from the illusion of control. It is the freedom to love unconditionally, to engage fully in life, and to accept change with grace. When you learn to let go, you step into the flow of existence. And within that flow you find peace. You are no longer a prisoner of your desires and expectations. You are free.